many dreams, books, millionaires, ideas, skills, unfinished accomplishments are in the grave. Take a moment and think, what am I doing between the dash? You have to move right now because tomorrow is not promised. Join the Divine Connections movement in a couple of ways. 1, download the app for free. 2, subscribe to Divine Connections magazine. 3, if you have a book, a product, a service, gospel music, business, health and wellness product, church, or anything creative, join the Divine Connections Movement VIP and make a commitment to join a network that supports others, give you major exposure, customer retention, and customer engagement. To find out more about VIP, text 336-338-8903 or email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. Great day, everyone, and welcome to Divine Connections podcast. I am your host, Deloris Williams, CEO of Divine Connections magazine, and we are so excited that you are here today. So Divine Connection is a faith-based and inspirational magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We connect with different businesses, entrepreneurs, gospel artists, praise dance, moms, vendors, anyone that's doing something great in the community. Then twice a year, we have 2 big events, one in March for my anniversary and one at the latter part of the year where we do our Bring It event, which is actually coming up. It's going to be Saturday, September the 21st in Burlington, North Carolina. So if you are looking for a place to come to enjoy, to network, and lift up the name of Jesus, that is the place to be. We're going to have praise dance group, mom vendors, and youth vendors as well. So listen, if you are in the North Carolina area and you have a praise dance group, a mom group, or a vendor, or a youth vendor, let me know. You can text us at 336-338-8903. We look forward to connecting with you and bringing the community together to lift up the name of Jesus. And so we also have an app that's out as well, Divine Connections magazine. You can subscribe to our Divine Connections. Our magazine comes out quarterly, and you'll get monthly notifications of newsletters and what is going on in the community. So you can go to divineconnectionsmagazine.com. So we are excited about what is going on. We're going to go to one of our videos, and then we'll be right back.
Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passion, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections magazine.
Awesome. So get connected. So here's just a little glimpse of what we do with our Divine Connection Bring It event, and we want you in the place. Hold tight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So definitely stay connected. We are excited about bringing the community together and making it happen. So listen, if you have any questions, text 336-338-8903 or email us at divineconnectionsmagazine2@gmail.com. To get a ticket for the event, it's only $10. You can go to divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. We look forward to seeing you there. We also have sponsorship available. So if you want to bring your church, your organization, we do a twofold. We market your ministry as well as give you 10 free tickets to come to the event as well. So we have a sponsorship for that. So if you're interested in that, definitely text me and let me know. 336-338-8903. Make sure you stay connected and go to our website at divineconnectionsmagazine.com for updates and news. We have our Facebook page at Divine Connections Marketing, our Instagram at Divine Connections, and our YouTube channel at The Divine Connections. If you have not gotten your copy of our current magazine, it is here and available. Miss Cassandra is on the cover of the magazine. Definitely want to get a copy of that. It's at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/special pricing. Magazines are only $12. You can get the digital and the hard copy as well. All right. So that comes out on a quarterly. So listen, if you want to get into the next issue, definitely message me or text me and let me know what it is that you do. And then we'll give you details on how to be a part of the next issue as well. Well, go ahead and get a copy of the current one. All right. If you would like to be a sponsor for the show and you have a 30-second commercial for your business or your organization and it's a good fit for this program, we do a 3-month agreement and we put your 30-second show in with our interview session podcast so people can know who you are and what you do. It's a lot of great things going on and we want to spread the good news. All right. Now, if you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business or organization, let us know. We do that as well. That is one of our services. You can go to Divine Connections Magazine 2@gmail.com. Now, one of our major things we're doing right now is our marketing promotional package, which includes just about everything that we have. And that is you get a ad in the magazine and that runs for 3 months. You also get an email, your information sent out in an email blast of 5,000. You also get a 30-second commercial and you also get a 30-minute interview online on our podcast so people can know who you are and what you do. So listen, go to divineconnectionsmagazine.com/services. Okay. And then we have our event again that is coming up Saturday, September the 21st in Burlington, North Carolina. Tickets on only $10. Go to divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. All right. And we also have Empower Her and Empower Him. So once a month, we gather with the men talking about taking off the mask and how to be a man. So join bit.ly/join men who are making divine connections. And you would love to tune in to hear what the speakers have to say and what a group of men have to say because we're encouraging each other. All right. And then we have join women who are a divine connection as well. We have an Empower Her for the women. So we're talking about taking care of ourselves because we do a lot and we have to learn how to balance and prioritize, right? And manage time wisely. And so we have that also for the women. And then we give wisdom tips. There's a lot of great things that we do as well. All right. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, I also have a book that is out and you can order that on Amazon, The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. And it's just telling you how I do what I do with the help of the Lord in business as well as in my personal life. So you definitely want to check that out. And then we have our store that is available, and that is bit.ly/divine connection store, where you see hoodies and jackets, shirts, all of that apparel in our store. So go and support that as well. All right. So now for the great part of this interview is our guest. Miss Angela is in the house. She's doing great things in the community who are making it happen. So help me welcome Miss Angela. Hey, how are you?
I am fabulous and you're well. Hello, everyone.
Hi, wonderful, wonderful. Glad that you are here. You're doing big things and great things in the community. So we want to share it with our audience. So tell them a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Well, I am Richard from Detroit, Michigan, but I live now in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am
Okay.
a woman who decided to believe in herself,
Come
decided
on.
to follow after God's heart and instructions and empower women. So the
Yeah.
girl of fire, not because I like fire. I do not sit around burning pieces of paper, but I know what it feels like to go through the fires of life,
Come
fires
on.
of disappointment, fires of setback, fires of failure. But I decided to redefine what the fire looked like in my life. And
I
that
love
birthed the Her Fire movement and the Fire Girl Network, teaching women how to, one, access their femininity, two,
mm,
develop their impact, three, tap into those riches, and four, to show up extraordinary because we serve an extraordinary God.
I love that. I love that. Come on with the fire.
Yes.
Now, apparently, you had to go through something in order to get even to that moment. You want to
Yes.
share a little insight of that?
Well, those of you who did not know, I started my journey in ministry back in maybe 2004, 2005. I was on fire for God and serving in the local ministries and church. I went through a transition to where after I started pastoring, I said, God, it got to be more. I need change. And
Mm-hmm.
get this, I was leading while bleeding.
That's
I
good right
want to
there.
right there. I was leading while bleeding. I
Ooh, that's good.
broken little girl trying to lead a flock. I was a broken little girl still looking for daddy,
Mm-hmm.
still trying to find the love from daddy. But just like everybody else, we go through that breaking point where we say enough is enough.
Come
And
on.
enough was enough. Was it me giving up everything, walking away from everything, and moving to Charlotte? And that started my real healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
I had that my healing had to become for real.
Yeah.
And that's when God had to reignite my fire and put me on this path. I told God I was never gonna speak again. I ain't
Mm,
want nothing to do with nobody's church. I ain't want to have nothing to do with nobody else, nobody religion, nobody nothing. I
yeah.
stopped praying. I stopped doing everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I told God, God, if you real, I don't
Mm,
need to read the Bible. God, if you real, I don't need to go into nobody else's building. God, if you real, you show me who you are.
mm.
That's what he did. I had to disassociate my relationship with God with a building.
Come on.
I had to disassociate my relationship with God that was connected to people that was outside of myself. And I had to tap into the God that was within me,
Mm-hmm.
tap
Mm-hmm.
into that power. And that's why you see me in everything I'm doing today. Because that relationship with God had to become very personal. Very
Wow.
personal.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. And it's a lot of that that has gone on before and is going on now. Like really have to build that relationship with God for yourself, regardless of titles, buildings, what you learned over the years, religion, and all of that, and find that relationship with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords for yourself.
Yeah, you have to come to an awakening point. Awaken up to the
Good.
true person that God called you to be. Awaken to your true gifts and talents. Awakening to what you are able to do as a spiritual being.
Yeah.
Awaken to how to really to utilize your gifts and your talents. Awaken to the fact that you are godlike and God is inside of you and he's not
Yeah.
in. But we got to take Sky Daddy and look at the God that's
Yeah.
within us, the
Mm-hmm.
breath, the ruach that's within us, that breathe through us each and every day.
Mm-hmm.
So often we look for things outside of ourselves to complete us. We look for things to add value to us when we are valuable and we are complete within ourselves because
That's
God
right.
lives and resides through and in us. So I had to learn. That was the first thing I had to learn was the fact that God is in me.
That's right.
And I don't have to go outside of myself to feel complete, to feel validated, to feel whole, to look at myself and say, no, God already gave me the roadmap to healing within myself.
Come on.
I think I need God put it in me when I came into this world. Everything. So in sense, I got to look within.
That's right.
My healing, your breakthrough,
Come
the
on.
riches, the wealth, everything that God put it within you because He lives. He's so powerful that God lives in all of us at the same time, but show up in many different forms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my God in me may lead me to a different path to where He may lead you. But
Mm-hmm.
that does not mean that we can't come together
Right.
to glorify God.
I love it.
That's why the fire burns within me so much.
Mm-hmm.
We've been finding that fire and what it looked like, and look at all, can we say, all the things that I've been through.
Come
And
on.
they did not do it to me, they did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be the person I am today. I would not know what I know today if I had not been through those things. So I
Wow.
have to shift the perspective and how
Mm-hmm.
I see life and how I see God and how I see going through the fire
Mm-hmm.
and redefining that to where I am going in life.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. She said a whole mouthful. Like she didn't talk the whole century of just experience, life, getting to know Jesus for yourself. I mean, she threw it all in there. She threw it all in there. And that's real. It's just, like I'm so excited. I'm so excited to continue because it's a lot going on. And then people may not know how to do what you did. You know what I'm saying? They maybe have church hurt, been through a lot of things, maybe bad relationships or whatever. Like, how did you know? Well, I know you said you prayed and you talked to it. Like, did you have anybody else to kind of help you through this process of this journey to get to where you are?
Started off, no.
Mm-hmm.
Started off, no. I I isolated myself. I didn't know anybody in Charlotte. I
Mm-hmm.
isolated myself, and that was me putting a mandate on God to show me
I love it.
who God was without outside interferences, without
Yeah,
other sources. That's the thing. We always look for outside sources to define who
that's
God
good.
is for us. We got to think about before there was even a thing of printing paper, God existed.
Right.
Before there was even bricks and all those things, God existed.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know that God
Come on.
that really created the heavens and the earth, not the God that was go on through colonization and false doctrine, but I wanted to know the creator God
Yeah.
of the universe.
Come on.
That's a difference. There is no limit to that God.
Right.
When we get into all those other things, there are restrictions to
Yeah.
how I can serve God and how I show up as the God within me. And that is a distinct difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's different. You think about it, everything we were taught, somebody taught it to us.
Come on.
Everything we think we know, somebody outside of ourselves taught
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came to that conclusion, that's when I said, God, no, I know you got to show me who you really are
I love that.
in my life,
Yeah.
for me, and
Yeah.
where I'm going.
I'm excited. I'm like that when I say that thing is fire. That thing is fire.
Right. So when I think about fire, we've been taught in church the three Hebrew boys that went through the fire, but they didn't
Mm-hmm.
smoke. I got tired of hearing that. What
Right.
what happened to them was centuries ago, was hundreds of years ago. How can I make this relevant for the fire that I was going through in my life?
Right.
There was no lion coming to save me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
There was nobody walking through the walls coming to
That
save me.
part. That part.
That I had to redefine that, and within that killing aspect. One day I was walking through my living room and God specifically told me, I need you to be more feminine.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, what do you mean? You know, like, what do you mean? So I had to look up, what does it mean to be a feminine woman? What does that look like? And then I realized that I was operating. I have a nice, pretty dress on, right? And what most women do, We look like women, but
Mm.
energy in our spirit is like a man,
Ooh, that's
more masculine. And that's what the beginning of God teaching me how to come out of the head space and into the heart space.
yeah.
We have been taught not to follow our emotions, but
Mm-hmm.
as a feminine, our emotions navigate us. Our emotions is an alarm system,
Yeah.
shows us what is off, what is disconnected, what
Mm.
we need to work on. And because we have been so desensitized and feeling our emotions, we go from here.
Yeah.
And as a feminine woman, we are here.
That's good.
What we feel, what we see, not always what we know, but
Mm-hmm.
what God is leading us to, being connected through the spirit with God,
Yeah.
not through just the analytical part of us. It's
Right.
in my brain and say, how can I connect with God that is outside the box, that's out of the ordinary? How
Right.
can I flow as a woman and not always have to prove my power, but show up in power?
Mm-hmm.
Not proving that I am worthy, but living my life as a worthy woman.
Come on.
Not proving that I'm smart enough, but showing up and allow what I know in my brilliance to show and shine throughout the world. And
Mm.
because traditionally we have been taught to shrink back and dummy down because of what Master said, because we're not supposed to be this powerful, we're not supposed to show up like this. So we dim our light to fit somebody else's limiting belief. We dim our light to fit somebody else's comfort zone. And that's a part of showing up extraordinary.
Yeah.
We've been taught and trained to be humble.
Mm-hmm.
We were not taught to train to show up and show out.
Come on.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
God did not wait on somebody to speak into existence. God did it himself.
Come
He
on.
through the power, the breath that he
Yeah.
had to speak things that are not as though they were. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the same power that we have. We just used to being head crumbs and
Mm-hmm.
sitting at the table.
Come on.
There's a difference. We've been waiting for people to call our name instead of us stepping up to the forefront and say, God, here I am, use me. Here I am, I go. But we have to go through all these psychological things. Am I worthy? Am I enough? Am I smart enough? Am I pretty enough? Is it my time? No, just because you're breathing, it says it's your time. Just
Come
because you're
on.
breathing, says you are worthy. Just because you're breathing, saying that the hand of God is on your life. Just because you are breathing says that you are qualified.
Come on.
We waiting on this hocus pocus and all these confirmations. No, the confirmation you got when God led you to do it. The confirmation you got when God spoke it to you in your prayer time. You don't need nobody else's approval or validation to do what God already called you to do. Yes, training is required. Yes, coaching may be required. But the biggest thing is you making a decision that you can trust God no
Come
matter
on.
what anybody else tell you. That you got to trust God. So I had to deconstruct and remove some of the things, the limiting beliefs that we have been taught throughout generation into
Right.
generation. That was and it's so funny. I heard in my spirit today the evolution of a woman,
Mm.
how we evolve into our womanhood,
Yeah.
coming from the brokenness into the healedness, coming from the fragments of all the things that we've been through into a place of really being whole. That is a decision.
Mm-hmm.
People stay broken because they decide to stay broken and they feel they are not worthy enough to be healed. They feel they're not worthy enough to live a life that God really called them to do. And that's where I come in to show women, yes, you are worthy.
Yeah.
Yes, you are enough. You are called. You are qualified. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turn. All you got to do is decide that you're going to do it at all costs, no matter what it costs you. It
Yeah.
cost you letting go fear. It's going to cost you letting go the doubt and the disbelief that you can do it. You're going to let those things go. You're going to let that little girl go and say, you know what? I want to step into my true womanhood
Yeah.
and be the person that God called me to be.
Mm, that's powerful. I love that. That's a whole nation movement right there.
Yes. Because you look at it like this, nothing can exist unless it was created.
Mm-hmm.
And the feminine is all about creation. God
Mm-hmm.
gave women a womb for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the ability to create for a reason. Nothing exists outside of a womb.
That's
Every
right.
every living organism have a womb. It
Mm-hmm.
have a birth canal. It have a process it has to go through to grow, to be born into existence. But it started off with that seed. The seed has to be planted in something.
That's
Just
right.
like we as humans, a seed from the sperm have to be planted into the womb of a woman for creation to come to play. Just if you think of that fact alone makes you qualified to do a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
to really just show up. It's spiritually proven, it's scientifically proven, and we in manifestation of it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know as a woman, that you have the ability to create life. What you
Mm-hmm.
do with that life is up to you. Either
Yeah.
you can impact that life or you can infect that life. And
Mm-hmm.
remember, we have infected people, we have infected things around us because we do not decide to accept the nature and how God created.
I'm quiet because I'm listening. Like, girl, you just
I'm gonna let it sit and marinate because so often we get in this space to where we another misconception. I'm gonna say it like this: we get into a space to say, "Well, I'm working on building my faith. I'm working on building trust in God." I had to do away with faith. Faith is somebody just coming in. You're new to the spiritual journey. You gotta have faith. You gotta hope for things, right? When you get to another level, you have to know. You have to live in that all knowing,
mm-hmm.
knowing that God existed before existed.
All right.
You're right. So we know that, right? If
Mm-hmm.
we know that God really provides for nature, the birds,
That's
we
right.
know that. It's spiritually proven and scientifically proven. We know these things. What makes us think, like the Bible says, what makes us think that we're anything less than the birds? If the
Mm,
birds are provided for,
that's right.
what makes us less? And God breathed through us. He didn't breathe through the birds, He breathed through us.
That part.
So, therefore, anything in life that we go through, we have to know
Mm,
God within us. And we have to know that everything will always work out for our good.
that's right.
That we don't need to build a faith muscle. We need to stand on that and know that.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a certain level and you're still trying to build your faith, you haven't known God enough or
Ooh,
deep
that's
enough.
good. Mm-hmm.
Our life goes through cycles. We look at this like seasons. We have winter, we have spring, we have fall, and we have summer, right? If we
Mm-hmm.
look at our life like that, as God created nature, winter has its purpose, spring has its purpose,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
summer has a purpose, and fall has a purpose. We have to go through pruning.
Oh yeah.
We have to go through cleansing. Things have to fall out of us. We have to plant seeds to receive a harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Things will spring forward and the sun will shine upon us.
Yes.
But any time in those seasons, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing and you're distracted, you will miss what God is doing in you biologically,
Mm,
according to nature. You will miss it. You will miss when leaves have to fall off. You will miss when people have to fall out of your life because you're trying to hold on to them. You will miss
yes.
when the bad attitude has to fall off. You will miss when the disbeliefs have to fall off. You will miss when doubt has to fall off because you cannot take that into your winter season. Your winter season, things may freeze up.
Mm-hmm.
Things may get to a point where you feel like I'm going to break. I can't take this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if you still have those things that are holding on to you because you did not allow them to fall off, you will miss the breakthrough in that particular season. You can't spring forward if you did not go through a freezing of something, a
Um,
season of something. You cannot allow the sun to shine on you if you miss what God was taking you through in those seasons.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You will miss that because you still saying, oh, woe is me.
Right.
When you're in tune with God, you will always know the season that you are in.
Mm-hmm.
You will always know. Get me, you will always know the season of life that you are in.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of why God is taking you through those things. The reason why you have to suffer loss for so long. The reason why you having crying spells, why you feeling dis-ease in your spirit, why you feeling you will know
Mm-hmm.
because of the cycle of life that God is taking you through. And then you can go through it knowing that God's going to bring you out of it. You can
Yeah.
go through it with the knowledge that I'm better and I'm not bitter. You will go through it saying that I'm better and not broken. You will go through it knowing
Mm-hmm.
that I'm already qualified. The experience that I had through the fire qualified me. The experience that I had when I was on my face crying out to God, the
Yeah.
experience that I had when I had to go through my healing process,
Yeah.
that qualified you, that takes you through your mess to your message.
Mm-hmm.
You qualify for the message because you've been through the mess.
Come
You
on.
over the mess. You didn't
That's
allow
good.
it to mess you up, but you allowed the mess to produce and birth your message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The nations need our message. They need our
Yes.
message. They need us to come up and speak with that fire
Mm-hmm.
to ignite something that life sucked out of them, to ignite something that the relationship killed in them, to
Mm-hmm.
ignite something in them. And that's the evolution that I call a woman. The evolution that we go through, the evolving that we go through. We're forever evolving. We're forever changing. I
Yeah.
was talking to my daughter. I was talking to my daughter a couple of months ago, and she said, "Well, I can't trust myself because I'm always changing what I like." I say that's just the process of growing.
Mm-hmm.
The more you work on yourself, the more you dig in, the more you see God, the more you're going to grow. The more you realize, no, I don't like that anymore. I like this. The more your taste changes, the more the quality of life changes, the more your perception changes because you understand the evolution
Yes.
of a woman or this human evolution. We
Mm-hmm.
ever evolving. One of the key human needs is the need for growth.
Yes. Absolutely.
We need to feel like I'm not in the same place I was last year.
That
That
part.
I don't have to go through that. That I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. That's
Mm-hmm.
a human need. God placed that within us so that we can always seek God, seek more, seek better, seek different, seek
That's right.
the best that God has for. That's human. So if you're feeling like, you know what, I don't know what I'm going through, that's God and the evolution that to grow.
Yeah.
Stagnation is only present when growth is not birthed.
Come on.
You only feel stuck when you're not growing. You only feel suffocated when you're not in the environment for growth.
Woo, that's good.
So if you feel that you're suffocated, you can't be yourself, that means the atmosphere that you are in is not conducive enough
Woo.
to grow. It don't have the capacity to birth the greatness out of you in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad, just shift your environment.
Come on.
Shift the atmosphere.
Come on.
We got the power to shift things,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
That means you don't have to stay where you are. You where you are because you decide that it's comfortable enough and I don't have what's required in me in the capacity to do something different.
Mm-hmm. You
It's
are powerful. Girl, you are powerful. I love it. I love it.
and get this because we have defined who we are because of all the suffering that we've been through.
That's right.
If we just look at it like this, the suffering, if we redefine what suffering is, there would be no suffering.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
would be self inflicted things because you did not decide to shift your perspective. Can't
Mm-hmm.
nobody do nothing to me that I did not allow them to do to me.
That's right. That's right.
Can't nobody do nothing to you unless you allow them to do. I'm not talking about violent acts. I'm talking about people devaluing you,
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
misusing you, because we have now set the standard of how we should be treated.
That's right.
You only get what you have been giving to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because can't nobody treat you how you treat yourself outside of yourself. I need y'all to get that.
Yeah.
Because if I set the standard of
Come on.
that quality worthy woman, that means anybody in my environment has to treat me that way
Come
because
on.
a mandate for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a requirement for you to treat me a certain way. And if you can't treat me that way, then we have to depart ways.
That's
But
right.
because sometimes we don't allow the evolution to take place, we get what we think we deserve. That's in life, ministry, and business.
Yeah.
All those things work together. You can't work on your business without working on your life.
That's
You
right.
can't work on your life without working on your business. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're purpose minded, your life can't come in order. That means your business can't come into order.
That's right.
It's interchangeable. And it's all connected to how you see God
I
and
love
how you see yourself.
I love it.
You can't see, look like this. If you look at yourself, how you see God, then now you have something to measure to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we were made in his likeness, that means if God is powerful, so I'm powerful. That means if God is all knowing, I'm all knowing. That
That's
means is God a healer? That means I'm a healer.
mm-hmm.
But we disconnect us from God, and you can't do that because God is in you and you are in God,
Come on.
and nothing can separate you from that.
That's right.
I can't take God outside of me, but I can operate from my lower self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when I decide to operate from my God consciousness, then I show up
Yeah.
and I show out.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing can stop that.
Come on.
Nothing can stop that. I call you got to surrender yourself
Yeah.
to God to every moment of your life. But you got really, you got some questions.
I don't have no questions. I just want the Lord to use you. Just flow like you flowing. I ain't got no questions.
But that's what surrender is all about. You're
Mhm.
surrendering to the Spirit of God because God know what people need that's going to see this interview. God know what
That's right.
you need to push you to that next space. God know what you need to make that decision. God know what you need to push the button.
Right.
God know what you need to hear.
That's right.
God knows what his people need.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided a long time ago that I was just going to surrender to that. God,
Mm.
whatever comes out of my mouth, that I know somebody needed to hear it,
Yes. Yep.
regardless of what it is, because I understand I'm a yielded vessel.
Come on.
I yield. This, you see me, you're looking at a
Come on.
yielded vessel, not a restricted vessel,
Come
a
on.
yielded vessel. When you restrict yourself from how God can use you, you're restricting the wealth, the knowledge that God downloads in you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you really yield to the Spirit of God and the nature of God,
Yeah.
then greater things can happen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a distinct difference. She said, I'm just listening and I'm
Mm-mm.
taking
I, like you ministering to me, and I'm just like,
Look, I didn't expect all this today.
but I needed it. It's right on time.
Look, I need it, right? I need it. God only gives you what you need,
Yeah.
and then other people get to partake of what God gives you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? When you understand the law of reciprocity, you cannot get what you did not give.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. When I
Mm-hmm.
understood that I cannot hoard the wisdom of God,
Mm-hmm.
then when He give it to me, I have to give it so I can get some more.
Yeah. Mm.
It's the cycle of
Right.
life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I understood that, I can give it freely because I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm gonna get freely, and that's everything in
Everything.
life. Whether it's a financial seed, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a spiritual seed, whether it's your contribution,
Mm-hmm.
everything. Nothing that was created was meant for us to hoard.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant for it to come through us and not to us.
Come
That's
on.
the difference. When you understand God operates through you,
Yeah.
now I can be a completed, yielded vessel
Yeah.
because I know I will never run low on supply
Yes.
because He's supplying through me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if He's supplying through me, He's supplying through you. So whatever I need, He's going to supply it through somebody else because I supply what He gave me to somebody
Yeah.
else. Some of us, we want to hoard this information. You want to keep the fire within, but
Mm-hmm.
there is no fire designed to be contained,
Come on.
only put out.
Mm.
You cannot contain a fire, you only can put it out. And because we are accustomed to fire extinguishers,
Uh-huh.
we cannot get around fire igniters.
My God.
A little sidebar, I wrote that in my book, 12 Laws to Living Your Life on Fire.
Uh-huh. Oh, plug it in. Plug it in.
Put it in, 12 laws to fight your code of conduct, 12 laws to living your life on fire. When I got that understanding, you look at if a house was burning, right?
Mm-hmm.
House burning, it can start in one room. You only can keep the fire in that one room with the door closed. Eventually, the fire is going to spread throughout the house because
Yeah.
fire is meant to be spread, not contained.
Woo. Good stuff.
Okay. I'm going to say that again for the person all the way in the back. Fires are meant to be spread, not contained. And
Mm-hmm.
what you have been doing, like many people have been doing, you have been containing the fire to fit somebody else's image of who you should be.
Oh my.
We have contained the fire and limit the fire and how God spreads through us to
Mm-hmm.
fit somebody else's box.
My God.
Fire was meant to be spread, not contained. Eventually, the fire is going to get out the house and it's going to burn the whole house down. And
Mm-hmm.
what we are used to doing, we're used to calling the fire department to put the fire out. We're used to getting other people's opinion, and
That's
now it
good.
puts the fire out of us. We're used to getting outside validation, and it puts the fire out. We're used to operating small, and it puts the fire out. Fire was meant to be spread, not contained.
Mm-hmm.
And we get that understanding, then we can live a fire-full life. Then we can live the life of fire that God designed us to. That's when the girl on fire comes into a play to help you to spread and not be contained. To
That
help
part.
you to be spread, right? Spread, expanded, and not
Mhm.
contained to just your little box of thinking. It's a difference.
My God. My God, child.
That's where the ignite her fire come into a play. Ignite her feminine energy.
Mhm.
Ignite her impact. Ignite her riches. Ignite her showing up extraordinary. It takes you to be
Mhm.
ignited
I love it.
and not put out.
Mm-hmm.
So many people think they're living on fire.
Mm.
So many people think that they live in one way, but where the fruit?
Mm.
Where the fruit? There's a difference. If I like this, it's gonna burn.
Mm-hmm.
I blew it out,
Mm-hmm.
but it was meant to spread. It
My
was
God.
meant to burn up some stuff. It was meant to burn up some things in our life.
Mm-hmm.
But because we contained it, it didn't burn what it needs to burn in us.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't heal what it needs. That's what I call fire transformation. The fire didn't transform us like it should have,
Yeah.
but we contained it.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to control it instead of unleashing it. We have to unleash the fire. Take the cap off the lid and allow it to spread how it's supposed to be spread.
I'm loving it. This is your session today. Thank
Let me let me tell you
I'm
something
just the guest in the audience.
right? But when you look at it, even living this fireful life, I come from four different aspects, right? Speaking with fire,
Mm-hmm.
with fire, writing with fire.
Mm-hmm.
Those are three aspects to live a fire girl lifestyle, to
Mm-hmm.
build business in those in those four elements. Building your business from your feminine energy, building your business with impact, building your business with richness, and building it
Yeah.
in an extraordinary way. Those
Mm-hmm.
things take time and take a process. There are layers that we have to go through this thing, right?
Yeah.
The first layer is, can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
That requires you to unlearn and learn
That.
again.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do what you know because what you know have gotten you what you got.
My God.
So the thing is, when you learn better, you do better.
That
That's a
part.
lot. Is when you learn
Mm-hmm.
to do better
Mm-hmm.
because what you know has been hindering you.
Yeah.
So now we have to learn to do better, to do different.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we do that? We have to unlearn. We have to look at these areas. Okay, if I've been believing God this way, then why I haven't gotten the results that I got?
Mm-hmm.
It's not how we believe. It's not what we believe. It's how we believe what we believe.
Mm.
That's the difference.
The how. Right.
Everybody, 10 people can say, I know God, I believe in God, but it's going to show up 10 different ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's going to show up 10 different ways according to the culture
Mm-hmm.
or the
Yeah.
occult that that person was taught in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have so many different religion sects, because everybody believe what they believe in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And if you begin to unlearn and take off the culture of the belief system, then
Mm-hmm.
you can believe God in a whole new way. Then you can take the restrictions of God.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can remove the false identity of how you see God. I'm giving this for a perfect example. I was brought up in a very authoritative environment. I did not have a voice. Kids have to stay in kids' place, right? I didn't know that that's how I ended up associating God as
Mm-hmm.
Lord, to figure that I did not have a voice, that I did not have a say so in my life. When I
Mm-hmm.
learned that and seeing God from a different perspective,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I became into a true relationship with God. Because I didn't look at God as a punisher, as
Mm-hmm.
a instructor, but I looked at God as love,
Yeah.
unconditional love. That
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing that I could do and God not love me
Come
because
on.
inside of me. So when I love me, I'm loving God. When I
That's
love
right.
God, I'm loving me. We are interchangeable.
Come on.
So I had to erase that. And that goes into self punishment, self
Mm.
discipline,
Mm-hmm.
self esteem. I had to erase a lot of those self words
Yeah.
because now it's become self inflicted and self hatred.
Mm-hmm.
Because if God didn't do something that I wanted him to do, now you're hating yourself
Yeah.
because you didn't think you tried hard enough. You didn't think you was worthy enough for God to answer your prayer. You didn't think it was your time.
Mm.
Change your perspective. And all those things put your fire out. All those things make you
Yeah.
shrink back and go back into the shell.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go back into your mother's womb.
That part.
That that goes against nature.
Mm-hmm.
But you can take ownership and say, this is who I am. This is how God called me, and I'm going to accept this and I'm going to embrace this.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have wishy-washy people.
Yes. Yes.
Wishy-washy, right? If you know you wishy-washy, just say, hey, I'm going to step on your toes.
Hmm.
But when you're solid and you
Solid.
stand on something, that's when you become unstoppable, unmovable.
Mm-hmm.
Life come at you.
Yeah.
You have your dry seasons, but you want to continue to do what God called you to do. Because
Mm.
your purpose is not connected to what's in your bank account. Your purpose is
Ooh.
not connected to who you booed up with. Your purpose is not connected to your zip code. Your purpose is not connected to the car that you drive. It's not connected to the titles that you have. It's not connected to any of that.
Mm.
When we really understand that, when those things no longer exist,
Come
we can
on.
still operate in our purpose. We can
That's
still allow
right.
purpose to live through us. That's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That my calling and my purpose and my destiny is not connected to anything going on outside me. I
Mm.
can decide to let those distract me
Yeah.
because I'm not purpose consciousness, purpose minded. That is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the word purpose, it means that it's a thing that is designed for a specific reason. We
Yeah.
are designed in purpose, for a purpose, by
Mm-hmm.
purpose, for a specific reason.
Yeah.
And we cannot leave this realm until that purpose is fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we'll have a purposeful moment and purposeful things happen. When we no longer are in that awareness,
Yeah.
then we just living life to be living it and not living it abundantly.
Come on.
This purpose was already designed before we even knew it exists.
Yes. Yes.
What God is speaking through me was already spoken before we exist. We are
Mm-hmm.
waking up to the prophetic words that are
Yes.
speaking now.
Mm-hmm.
Our bodies and our human nature has to catch up, but our spirits has already connected to it. That's
Yeah.
why that's why it drew us here. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you listen on replay. That's why your spirit drew you here.
Come on. Come
God
on.
know what you need to hear. Somebody can hear this in the year of 2026 and it's still going to be relevant
Yep.
because of the human cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can hear this in December and say, oh my God, this make a lot of sense because I'm in my still frozen season.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can hear this in March just to break a spring and say, oh, I needed to hear that. It pushed me into
Yeah.
something else.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what I love about God, because he does not just speak in a written word, but he speak in the rhema word, the right
Yes.
out word. We chasing things that have already been written, already been spoken. But what if the things that have not even been spoken? They're
Mm-hmm.
still in the realm of the spirit, but we haven't caught up enough to even
Ooh.
grab for it. Grab for it.
Mm, mm, mm.
I'm in a space in my life, Dolores, that I'm tired of the fluff.
That part.
Right? A fluff cannot even contain or
Mm-hmm.
sustain me right now. That I am seeking the depths of God.
Yeah.
Things that this ram have not even experienced yet.
Yeah.
Knowledge that this ram have not even experienced yet. Revelation that this ram have not even experienced yet.
Yeah.
The system is designed to keep us enslaved.
Come
But
on.
spiritual things come to liberate us.
Yes.
Are we really ready to experience that liberation?
And be free.
The first freedom is the freedom of expression.
Mm-hmm.
The freedom of it to express yourself, to express your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody feel like they can't express how they're feeling, they feel shut up.
Mm.
They
Mm-hmm.
feel muted. And women have been trained to be muted.
Ooh.
Women have been trained to be beneath. Women have been trained to be silent. Women have been trained to stay in their place, right? If you really know my place is to breathe life. My place is to give birth. My place is to have an evolution and lead other people into evolution. If you really knew my place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I come in, to help women unleash the power
Ooh.
of the voice, to help women unleash the power that's inside of them.
Yeah.
And I guess that leads to my other plug, my speakers training coming up, right? Unleashing the power of her voice.
Yeah.
Unleashing the message, the word God placed in your belly, and
Mm-hmm.
not holding back. I can be the first one to say I've been holding back.
Mm.
I've been holding back because I didn't think that I can speak freely
Wow.
and still be received.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can say this, can we say the heck with that?
Yes, absolutely.
The heck, I want to say the other one, but the heck with that. The heck with that. Because what happens is, if we are not yielding to the Spirit of God and what God is calling us, things in our life will dry up because we're not releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nothing flow through us if we're not releasing. So this right here, y'all are partaking of me releasing what
Yes.
God has been speaking to me.
Yeah.
You're getting the tail end of an unleashing, of me unleashing the power of my voice.
Come on.
Right? We have to understand how the spiritual cycle goes. Not religion cycle, but spiritual cycle. Did I just say that?
Mm-hmm.
Religious cycle, you're regurgitating what you heard. Spiritual cycle, you're speaking the
Yeah.
revelation of God. It's a distinct difference.
Mm-hmm.
And as women, as vessels, as co-creators,
Yeah.
that's you are co-creating with God.
That's it.
If we want to talk about your position as a co-creator,
Mm-hmm.
and what you have created in your life is your fault. You created it. You thought it. You spoke it.
Mm-hmm.
You manifested it.
Come on.
If you look around in your life, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like my life right now,
Mm-hmm.
you can look in the mirror and say, I created this
Ooh.
because I'm a co-creator.
Come on.
If you look at your relationship, I don't like the relationship. You created it
My God.
because you thought that was all you deserved.
Wow.
If you don't like what's in your bank account, you created it because you thought that you didn't deserve that.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Where are my co-creators that say, I know
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
creating something amazing? Where are my co-creators that say, I know that
Yeah.
that not the next move of God, but the move of God.
Mm.
The move of God is coming through me because I'm co-creating. It's going to come
Ooh.
through business. It's going to come through my mouth. It's going to come through my conference. It's going to come through my training. It's going to come through my program because I yield my vessel and I understand my position as a co-creator.
Mm-mm-mm.
I understand
I
why
love
I have a womb. I understand. And you cannot effectively birth through your womb spiritual things when it's corrupt with trauma.
it. Mm.
How do you know it's corrupt with trauma? Because you feel stuck.
Yeah.
Because all that energy is stuck. You feel stagnated. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know where to go. You're overwhelmed. You have no direction. You have no clarity. Everything is cloudy. You're frustrated. That's how you know your womb is corrupt. It's infected.
Mm.
You have to go through a cleansing, a purging, a clearing out,
Yeah.
declutter, silence outside voices,
Mm-hmm.
and allow the God within you to speak louder. And then what I'm saying right now is confirming what's
Mm-hmm.
already been spoken within.
Right.
It's already been spoken. If what we speaking right now was already into existence before we got here, this is a confirmation.
Yeah.
It's a confirmation. So if you're bearing witness, if you're saying, you know what, this chick is speaking my language,
Hmm.
it's bearing witness to your spirit.
Yes. Yes.
It's agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying, I can't get with what she's saying, then you have to clear out.
My
You
God.
have to learn what you know to receive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we receive in our womb and push out.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we receive missed messaging. We
Mm-hmm.
receive false teaching. We receive things. And then when the truth comes, you're like, nah, I don't think, no, I don't think that's right. No, that's not how God is. Because we're used to living and listening to lies.
Ooh.
We're used to that. We're used to the fluff. We're used to just jumping around, feeling good, and how we're used to that.
Mm.
But how long can we do that and not see a difference?
Right.
How long should we stay in those things and not see a difference?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about living a fire-full life, something that cannot be contained
Yeah.
or should not be contained. Because
Mm-hmm.
my fire,
Yeah.
your fire, then your fire should ignite her fire. And then
That's
what
right.
it's doing, it's spreading.
Yes, right. That's right.
So if this is stirring up a fire in you, you take this a step further.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was listening to this interview with Deloris, and hey, you got to hear this. Spread this fire.
Yeah.
Click
For
like,
sure.
comment, and help spread the fire.
That's right.
See, one thing I found out in this personal growth and development space, that sometimes us melanated people,
Mhm,
we
mhm,
um we don't like to read, we don't like to work on ourselves, we don't like to expand, we don't like to grow, and we don't like accountability.
mm. That's good.
Almost every event that I go to and I vendor and I have my book set up, right?
Mhm,
I get at least two women to say, I don't have time to read. What you're saying is, I don't have time to grow. I don't
mm,
have time for myself because everything else is more important than myself.
mm.
If success leaves clues, then what clues are you following?
I
What
love
clues are you following?
I love it.
If this bear witness to those that are listening, allow this season. We're about to come into a fall season, right?
Mhm.
Allow this fall season to be your season that you focus on yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
You focus on your growth and your development. You focus on the things that need to fall off and fall out of your life. And when you do that, you will see that distinct difference. You will see a difference like, wow, this is what was hindering me.
Yeah.
This is what was causing my stagnation. This is why I couldn't grow and evolve.
Mhm.
Because of things we hold on to,
Yeah.
the energies and the spaces that we hold on to because it's comfortable. Our
Yeah.
lower self wants to be comfortable, but our higher self, no, I got to break free and
Yes,
evolve.
yes, yes.
I got to get out of this space because I'm not meant to be confined. I was meant to spread and to
Yeah.
spread wings. I was meant to spread my wings.
Mhm.
Get this, broken wings cannot fly.
That part.
Broken wings cannot fly. We were meant to fly,
Yeah.
fly above the highest height.
Mhm.
We're meant to spread. Come on, eagles, can you spread
Yes,
your wings?
yes, yes.
Can we spread our wings and fly and unleash the fire that God placed inside of us?
I love it. Oh, child, that was good. I hated all that. Now you done shift my whole day. You done shift my whole day. I ain't expect that, but I
Yes.
need.
But
Woo.
those are some of the things that I coach my clients through, that I write about,
Yeah.
train, especially speakers, because I believe that a speaker cannot speak. Get this, I need to write that. A speaker cannot speak above the environment they have been exposed to.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
can't. I speak like this because the environments and the teachings I've been exposed to.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if people feel like that their message is not coming across, they're not articulating their message how they want to, it's only because you have not been exposed
Yeah.
to a higher level of speaking, a higher level of thinking,
Yeah.
a higher
Mm.
level of evolving, a higher level of growing. There's a saying in the community, I want to go higher in the Lord. Higher, Lord. What does that mean?
Mhm.
What does higher mean? And how do you know you're not already high?
Yeah. That part. Woo.
Because often we fall into comparison.
Mhm.
We compare our life to other people's life. We compare our journeys. We compare our business. We compare our marketing. We compare our speaking because we were trained. This is
Yeah.
a competitive world.
Mhm.
When you remove the competition,
Come on.
you can flourish.
Mm.
I only compete with the old version of me. I need to get this. You only compete with the old version of you to be better and evolved.
Yeah.
That's when I have to look Angela in the face and I say, Angela, I'm not going to allow you to hinder me any longer. I'm
Ooh.
allow you to keep me stagnated. This is what I got in the book of Think and Grow Rich. I will supersede anything that you have ever done, Angela. Angela, I will beat you at this game called life. Angela, I'm going to outsell you. Angela, I'm going to outperform you. That's Angela's my competition
Come
because
on.
what I see in the mirror is
Mm-hmm.
the true me.
Come on.
The true me that the size of me that I feel that's not capable, but I want to beat you, Angela.
Yeah.
I'm going to supersede you. Angela, I'm going to outlove you today.
My God.
Angela, I'm going to outshine you today.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's
Woo.
who we're really in competition with.
Mm-hmm.
We're in competition with the person, the true person we see in the mirror, the person that we feel that is not capable, that's not worthy. Angela, my confidence is going to outshine you today
Mm-hmm.
because I'm competing with the parts of me that shadow me, the me I don't want people to see, the me
Yeah.
that I keep hidden. Everybody have a shadow self that
Mm-hmm.
follows them, that reminds them of what they did, reminds them of who they were, remind them of those mistakes. You have to outshine and outbeat that shadow and say, you will no longer hinder me. I'll no longer live in the shadows of doubt, the shadows of disappointment, but I'm going
Yeah.
to live in the light. Come out the shadow, sis, and come into the light.
Come into the light. My,
Come
my.
into the shadow of you could do this, you should have did this. The
Mm.
shadow of you thinking that I never seen this done. How can I do this? It's
Mm-hmm.
all in the light. It's all in the light, and the light is within us. The
Yeah.
shadow is outside of us, but the light is in us. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
see a shadow inside of a shadow. I, you can't see a shadow inside of a shadow,
Hmm.
but you got to go within and allow the light to shine through you. If
Yeah.
you're looking at the shadow, that means you're looking outside of you.
My.
But if you're looking at the light, because the light is shining through you.
Ooh. Woo.
If you're looking at the shadow, that means you got to be looking down,
Mm.
not looking up at the light.
That's good stuff.
But we're accustomed to living in shadows. The shadow of somebody else,
Mm.
the shadow of who went before us.
Yeah.
But how about can we just live through the light
Mm-hmm.
and allow other people to live in our shadows and just look forward through the light?
That's it.
I think that's it. I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing else.
That was the message for the day. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm just gonna say, how can people contact you?
Look, www.angelabrandenterprise.com. I do have a speakers training coming up September the 28th,
Okay.
Unleashing the Power of Her Voice. I'm going to be going into depths of frequency and vibration and how that relates to how we speak.
My.
Unleashing the power of her voice. Everybody have a power, but are you tapped into the power so it can come out through your voice?
Mm-hmm.
I often tell my clients this. I don't do powerful things. Powerful people don't do powerful things.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful people be powerful.
Come on. I love,
Powerful. That's the
I
difference. When you unleash the power,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're powerful.
Wow.
We have electricity, but we have to connect it to a source.
Yeah.
And if you're powerful, that means you're connected to some type of power source.
Yeah.
So the power is coming through me. And now we break in the nine, can we say the nine master power voices
Mm.
to shift your life, the people who hear you life, if you're able to surrender yourself. So early bird does end tomorrow, $69, regular 99, like just $99.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful, powerful, powerful revelation and understanding. When
Love
I
it.
look at the style of speakers training that God gave me, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen it anywhere else. And I've
Wow.
been to a lot of training. I've heard a lot of speakers training. I have not seen it nowhere else.
Wow.
And understanding that you cannot speak with impact unless you have been impacted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. I don't
Wow.
care how many classes you have taken. I don't care how many places you have been. If you have not been impacted,
Yeah.
you can't speak with impact.
That's right.
When you look at a car accident, the impact of the hit changed the formation of the car.
Mm-hmm.
It changed the whole structure of the car. Now the front is in the back because of the impact that it experienced.
Uh,
It changed the form of
yeah.
it. And then
Yeah.
look at that spiritually, the impact of
Woo.
your voice transformed the nature and the character of the listener.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't speak with impact unless you have been impacted. You
I love
can't.
it.
You
I love
can't. You can't. I have Fire Girl meetups
it.
every
Hmm.
month. The next
Okay.
one is September the 21st.
Okay. Okay.
But no, the next one is August the 31st.
Okay.
August 31st. All that is on my website. You can look at their live events. You'll see the meetups. You'll see the speakers training, all those amazing things. If you don't even have to be a speaker to join any of my speakers training because
Hmm.
it's teaching you how to speak on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's the foundation and the basic of speaking. If you are an entrepreneur, I don't care what you do, you need some type of speakers training.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, some type of speakers training
I
that is
love it.
helping you to unleash what God placed inside of you. I do one-on-one speaker coaching training, speaker
Okay.
certification, life coaching certifications, anything that a woman needs to say, hey, I'm a yielded vessel. I want to be used by God. Where do I start?
Mm-hmm. Listen, connect with Miss Angela. She on fire. This right here, she done shifted my whole day. She done went through my whole life, in the future, the present.
But that's the thing.
I love that. I love that.
A great speaker can
Mm-hmm.
arrest your past, bring you to the present
Come
so you
on.
can be forced into your future.
That's it.
We have to, because we have to deal with past issues, past hindrances. We have to deal with present situations
Mm-hmm.
to get you to your future destiny.
And that is your word for the day, people. Check out her workshops. Stay connected. I got my word for the day, okay? All right. Well, for the rest of the year. Okay. And next year. That was good stuff. But listen, we thank you for being our guest on today. Listen, make sure you like and share this broadcast. This is powerful. This will definitely push a fire out to women and any individual that's listening and be a blessing as well. Listen, stay tuned, stay connected. She's all on social media and all of that. Thank you for being my guest. I am Deloris Williams with Divine Connections. Make sure you stay connected to the number one divine connector, which is Jesus Christ. All right. Hold tight and we'll be right back.